Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. I'm back to break down this 4-game MLB DFS slate on DraftKings and FanDuel. We have a small slate tonight, but still going to go over these plays. Always an edge to be found, and we're going to go through each and everything that we could be looking at tonight. The best plays as far as bats are concerned, pitching concerned, all of the above. If you do enjoy the content, if you could please leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future content that I upload. That would be greatly appreciated. I'll be here all MLB DFS season long, breaking down these slates to help you guys become better MLB DFS players, help you guys win some money night in and night out. And you can also check out my premium package. If you're playing MLB DFS a lot, getting really serious about it, I would highly recommend it. You're going to get access to all the same tools that I use when building my own lineups, and as well as my power rankings and my cheat sheet. You get my starting pitcher data sheet, hot hitter StatCast data, splits leaderboard, team hitting data, bullpen data, all of the above. And with that being said, let's go ahead and start breaking down the slate today. Don't forget to stay tuned to the end of the video for my home run call of the day. And we're going to start things off with pitching. As always, I go ahead and sort my sheet by K rate. It's fantasy sports. We get points for strikeouts. And the top guy on the slate today is going to be Jimmy Nelson. But Jimmy Nelson is expected to be only an opener taking on this Arizona Diamondbacks team. Whether that's going to make him a viable player or not, I'm not all too sure. He's priced at 4.7 on DraftKings. Looking at his game logs as far as the leash he's had, you can see we're only expecting like 1 or 2 innings out of him. And I would guess that you're probably going to need a little bit more than that from your pitching on a slate that's so small. But at the same time, if you put him in your lineups and you can load up on the bats, maybe you're not crazy. I tend to think that it might not pay off for you the most. And I think the number one option on the slate today is going to be definitely Vincent Velasquez taking on the Miami Marlins. Comes in with a 26.7% K overall, 11.4 swinging strike rate, 27.9% K rate against righties, and then a 25% K rate against lefties. Does have a pretty notable hard contact issue, but against the Miami Marlins squad that we've been really looking to target all year long, and one that strikes out quite frequently, I do think that he's definitely going to be your top option. He comes in as a 126 favorite in this one, and as far as K rate, strict K rate, I think he's your guy for upside. Second on the list, we got Drew Smiley taking on the Pittsburgh Pirates. Another viable option tonight, 24.7% K rate overall, a 25% K rate against righties, and then a 23.9% K rate against lefties. Has been very, very bad in the hard contact category as well, but also gets a very friendly matchup taking on the Pittsburgh Pirates, which is a team that doesn't really scare us too much up and down the lineup. Don't really have the most amount of talent, 1 through 9 there, and not to mention you're going to get the pitcher in the 9th spot in this National League matchup, so that's oftentimes a free strikeout to go along with it as well. 80-degree weather in Atlanta with the wind blowing in at 10 miles an hour. Comes in as a 195 favorite, the highest favorite on the slate. And definitely another guy you could be looking to on this small slate today. Steven Matz taking on the Boston Red Sox, 23.2% K overall. Ground ball, fly ball stuff's all pretty good. Does have a pretty hard contact issue against right-handed hitting. 22.8% K rate against those righties, and a 24.8% K rate against lefties. And as mentioned, does give up a lot of hard contact and is in a ballpark in Toronto, which is now actually in Florida. That's a minor league stadium, which is very hitter-friendly. So it's a little bit scary going there, honestly, but he is one of the top talented arms on the slate. As far as FanDuel's pricing is concerned, the top 2 guys on the slate pricing-wise, Steven Matz is actually the 3rd, but 2 of the top 3 guys priced are on this slate in this game. And, it's a 10 over-under implied run total. There are expected to be some runs put up in this game, and the pitching environment isn't exactly the friendliest. So if you want to go there, sure, Boston's not really a team I like to pick on all too much, but on a slate that's loaded with pitching, I understand. I wouldn't call you crazy. Edwin Ucita expected to be the long reliever here, taking on Arizona for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Maybe he could be an interesting option for you, but overall, we only have a 7 innings pitch sample size, 22.6% K overall, a 20% K rate against righties, and then a 25% K rate against lefties. It does look like he's been giving up quite a bit of hard contact. Now, once again, that's only 7 innings pitch. We can't really make too much out of that. But if he's expected to be going here, it looks like there's 19 to 20 mile an hour winds blowing out to right field in Dodger Stadium tonight, which could be a very big help to those bats. And I'm definitely not going to have interest in playing Merrill Kelly on the other side, so that might be an interesting game to be going to some bats as well as we get along the slate here. Nick Pivetta taking on the Toronto Blue Jays. Does have some strikeout upside, but also has some hard contact issues. If you haven't picked up, there's a theme here. 22.3% K overall, 23.3% K rate against righties, and a 21.1% K rate against lefties. Very similar to all these guys we've been talking about. Some K rate there, but also some hard contact issues. And that's kind of what you're going to be dealing with on this slate today. You're going to be picking which one of these guys you're willing to take a risk on with these hard contact issues, and I tend to lean towards the ones that are in the best matchups, which I had discussed would probably be Vince Velasquez and Drew Smiley, taking on the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Miami Marlins. Feel a lot more better about that than I do targeting the Blue Jays with Pivetta, but you will get him at lower ownership. Has looked pretty decent, so if you want to play him, I wouldn't call you crazy. As far as DraftKings pricing is concerned, he's the top guy on the slate at 9.6. Looking at his game logs, he had 7 Ks, 2 Ks, 8 Ks the last 3 times out, 7 Ks the time before that. Looking around 2 to 3 earned runs of performance, and wouldn't call you crazy if you want to go there. As mentioned, you got Merrill Kelly's price all the way up to 8.8. I mentioned I'm not really sure I'm trying to go to him. On DraftKings, as far as their pricing is concerned, it's a lot different. Vince Velasquez at 7.5. I think that's a very friendly price tag on him, and he would be someone I'm looking to play over there for sure as well because of the matchup against Miami. And then you got Drew Smiley priced right above him, so definitely interesting as far as pricing is concerned on this slate. And Merrill Kelly take on the Dodgers. I'd mentioned I'm not looking to go there. I don't really think he has nearly the upside these other guys. The next guy to be looking to would be Sandy Alcatera taking on the Philadelphia Phillies. And he doesn't really strike anyone out either, but the Phillies have been striking out a bunch on the season, so it's more of a matchup thing. 22.2% K rate against righties, a 17.6% K rate against lefties. Also, much better against those right-handed bats, and the Philadelphia Phillies do have a very right-handed heavy lineup. Outside of the bottom of the lineup and Bryce Harper, the rest of them are all going to be righties, so that should help Alcantara's case as well. And, it makes sense if you go there, taking on a Philadelphia squad that definitely has some Ks in their lineup, and Will Crow is an absolute no for me. So switching over to bats, as always, I like to go ahead and sort my sheet by Sierra, scaling our active ERA. It's a good way of determining how good a pitcher's been so far in their career and how good they're projected to be. Will Crow taking on the Atlanta Braves tonight is going to be in a very scary spot. Has been very bad across the board. The K rate's bad. The hard hit rate's bad. The fly ball rate's bad. Gives up a 493 slugging to righties and a 545 slugging to lefties. Really, really bad against those left-handed bats specifically, but not like he's all too much better against righties. 29 innings pitch sample size, and he's taking on an Atlanta squad tonight that comes with a 4.96 implied run total. And I definitely think that they're going to be one of the top offenses on the slate, if not the top offense. Ronald Acuna, Freddie Freeman, Marcell Ozuna, Ozzie Albies, Austin Riley, Dansby Swanson, William Contreras. All those guys have a bunch of power. Really just worrying about the strikeouts. And against Crow, who clearly has a very low strikeout rate, we're not all too worried there. So the Atlanta Braves stack, no issues with you going there. Sandy Alcantara, I already talked about his issues as far as splits are concerned. Right-handed bats, he is very good. Left-handed bats, he is very bad. A 436 slugging, giving up 36.2% hard contact rate against lefties. A 326 WOBA. This game is being played in Philadelphia, which when looking at the ballpark here, as far as hitting environment is concerned, you can see for home runs at Citizens Bank Park, it does play very well, and it specifically plays very well to those left-handed hitters. Down that right field line, you're really going to like targeting hitters here, so when you factor in that Alcantara really struggles against lefties, and then you factor in that those lefties are in a great hitting environment, definitely going to like them tonight. Bryce Harper, Odubel Herrera, Andrew Knapp, and Nick Maton at the bottom of the order. Of course, Bryce Harper is going to be my favorite of the bunch, and he's definitely in a very good spot tonight. Nick Pivetta taking on this Toronto Blue Jays, so we talked about how he has a decent K rate, but the hard contact stuff is definitely there. A 451 slugging given up to righties, a 484 slugging given up to lefties. Specifically, very, very, very bad against left-handed hitting. Really ugly numbers across the board. Righties could give up hard contact, but he's a lot better at keeping the ball on the ground and not quite as much to worry about there. So Cavan Biggio, Rowdy Tellez, when they crack the lineup, going to really like those guys specifically at the bottom of the order. Maybe you can get them a little bit lower owned on this slate where everyone's going to be probably playing the top of the lineups. And I think they're going to be in great spots tonight. So like them. And I like the Blue Jays stack overall too, of course. They have a 5.29 implied run total. That's a top on the slate. It's in that Toronto ballpark that we discussed. And this lineup's just loaded up and down. Semien, Bichette, Guerrero Jr., Hernandez, Grichuk. For DFS purposes, these guys are probably going to hit the ball very hard or strike out. And we can deal with that because, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for those upside offenses. So Toronto, got to like them. Merrill Kelly taking on the Los Angeles Dodgers. I mentioned I really want to target him. He's been the probable pitcher like 3 days in a row now, and they keep announcing late that someone else is starting. I think it's finally going to be Kelly, would be my guess here. And the guy gives up a bunch of hard contact, a 42.1% hard contact rate, 461 slugging against righties, and a 425 slugging against lefties. Not going to get the job done, especially when you're taking on a Dodgers lineup that's just loaded up and down. And then we had talked about how the wind's going to be blowing out there at 19 miles an hour. And when you're looking at Dodger Stadium, as far as how it plays to hitting, you can see that right field line does play very well to those left-handed batters, specifically when it comes to the home run category. So the fact that the wind's blowing out there at 19 miles an hour, the fact that Merrill Kelly really does struggle against left-handed hitting and just hitting overall. Definitely going to like the lefties, definitely going to like the righties, but most notably those lefties with these conditions. I think Max Muncy's in a great spot here. Gavin Lux, Matthew Beattie at the bottom of the order. Yoshi Tsutsugo, the new acquisition, was hitting cleanup last night in the 4th spot, which is just really ugly, to be honest with you. When I saw that, I just had no interest in playing this Dodgers team because I thought that could just kill the momentum that they gain in the middle of the order. The guy has no power. He really can't hit. I'm hoping he's lower in the order tonight. And I'm gonna have interest in these top guys: Mookie Betts, Max Muncy, Justin Turner, Will Smith. Those guys, 4 guys specifically, but then also Chris Taylor, Gavin Lux, Matthew Beattie. I have interest in every single guy that cracks the lineup outside of Tsutsugo. I'm gonna continue to fade him. Really not interested in playing him with his talent at the plate. I think it's an easy fade. And then you got the Arizona Diamondbacks taking on who's going to be Jimmy Nelson, and then you see it as a long reliever. I think that they're in an interesting spot as well. I don't think a lot of people will play the Diamondbacks, and as mentioned with this weather, they could be in a very good spot, specifically the left-handed hitters, and they have a bunch of them. Pavin Smith, Ketel Marte, Eduardo Escobar, David Peralta, Josh Rojas, Delton Varsho. They're not the worst lineup up and down when they get a decent matchup. You know, I wouldn't be banking on these guys to perform against like elite pitching, but when they get a decent matchup, I have no issues with targeting them, and I think they might get some decent matchups tonight out of the Dodgers bullpen. It seems like they're just trying to get a game of throwing some arms out there, resting up the starting pitching staff, and getting through this one. And I think that could be beneficial for the Arizona Diamondbacks bats. So I think they're going to be probably the sneakiest stack on the slate tonight when you're looking at this 4-gamer. It'll be interesting to see what their run total is when it comes out, but I think the Diamondbacks are the ones you're looking to tonight for a low-owned stack that could pay off big for you. Drew Smiley taking on the Pittsburgh Pirates. I'd mentioned they're not the best talents up and down, but he does give up a bunch of hard contact. A 495 slugging to righties, a 571 slugging to lefties. And when looking at who rakes lefties on this team as far as these Pittsburgh Pirates are concerned, my favorite options would be Kevin Newman, Jacob Stallings, Will Craig, and Eric Gonzalez. Eric Gonzalez specifically has been a guy that traditionally we've seen really hit left-handed pitching well. So I think he's a sneaky play in that 6th spot tonight, like him. Vince Velasquez, if you want to target him against the Miami Marlins, he should be probably high owned as a pitcher. Honestly, he's my top pitcher, but if you're looking at his contact and stuff, really does struggle against right-handed hitting, right-handed power bats. And the Marlins do have quite a bit of them. And it's in Philadelphia, which I'd mentioned is a pretty good hitting environment. Miguel Rojas, Jesus Aguilar, Adam Duvall, Brian Anderson in the middle order. You got Corey Dickerson and Jazz Chisholm to round out your stacks. And I wouldn't call you crazy for sure if you want to stack against him. This is one of those slates. Legitimately, each guy is probably valid to be pitching, and each guy is valid to be stacking against. I hate to tell you, but it's just the case. So if you're playing the slate, that's what you're dealing with. And lastly, Steven Matz taking on the Boston Red Sox, left-handed pitcher that really struggles against right-handed power, 48 slugging, and the Red Sox have a bunch of right-handed power in their lineup, up and down. Enrique Hernandez smashes lefties, JD Martinez smashes lefties, Xander Bogaerts smashes lefties, Christian Vasquez smashes lefties, Hunter Renfroe smashes lefties, Bobby Dahlbeck smashes lefties, and then if for some reason we see that Michael Chavis cracks the lineup as well, he also smashes lefties. So Red Sox is going to be a decent stack tonight as well. Going to be a lot of decision making to be on a slate so small. Ironically, there's going to be a lot of I think there's going to be a lot of sneaky plays, a lot of chalk, a lot of scary chalk. And if you fade the chalk, the popular guys, and they don't do too good, you could be looking good. So that would be my approach to this slate. Kind of keep your eye on who everyone else is thinking about during the day. Pivot to someone else that's in a decent spot as well, and you could be in the winner's circle at the number 1 spot at the end of the night. So with that being said, before I let you guys go, I got to give you my home run call of the day. Let's get into it. And my home run call of the day today is going to be Max Muncy taking on Merrill. I'd mentioned his hard contact issues. Gives up a 425 slugging to left-handed bats, a 43.2% hard contact rate, 317 WOBA. Not going to get the job done. And when specifically looking at what he relies on for pitching-wise, he's really reliant on the fastball, about a 91 and 92 mile-an-hour fastball. And when looking at how Max Muncy fares against that pitch, he absolutely rakes. A 667 ISO with a 85.71% hard contact rate and a 541 WOBA. In Dodger Stadium tonight, I'd mentioned that it looks like there's going to be about 20 mile-an-hour winds blowing out to right field in a ballpark where we like to target the right field line for those left-handed hitters. Love this spot for Max Muncy, and he is my home run call of the day. So there you have it, guys. Max Muncy, get him in your lineups. And that is all from me in this one. If you did enjoy the content, if you could please leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, that would be awesome. Wish you guys all the best of luck tonight, and we will see you in the next one.